We are very delighted, as always, to be here and to assist you in this process of receiving more light into your energetic field and revealing the light in which you already are. With that, we are asking you to take a nice deep breath as we will work with this vessel and the cough. Breathing in and letting go. Bringing all of your energy into your body. Moving into the body now. Moving into presence. Aware of your breath. Aware of awareness itself. Allowing your jaw to drop. Allowing your shoulders to fall. Opening your chest cavity. Aware of your spinal cord. Aware of the column of light. Aware of awareness itself. Aware of who it is that you are as a light body. Aware of the discs moving, the 12 golden spheres activated, opening up codes of light, awakening as you move into the light body, fully conscious of it, revealing it, remembering it, aligning with it. Allow yourself now to be aware of the light body Merkaba. You are familiar with this, and if you are not, know that a star tetrahedron from above and below surrounds you as they interlock and spin. This vehicle supports you in moving to other places, leaving the flesh behind as you ascend into other dimensions. Today, you are moving to an etheric city. Allow yourself to let go, dropping down. Your eyes are becoming heavier and heavier, and your Merkaba is going to move down as you are moving with it, with your column of light, moving through the cylinder that has been established at 12 feet in diameter into the earth. Feel yourself spinning and traveling into the earth. It is open and you're passing through. Like golden plasmic fluid, you are moving down through and into the earth, moving through the bedrock and the crystal formations, down into the core itself, feeling the heat of the core and moving through, connecting with the Earth star, merging that Merkaba and this Merkaba as they overlap together, spinning rapidly in higher frequencies, opening up space as you travel at the speed of light through a tunnel in a rapid movement in a spiral formation. Know that you are passing now through this tunnel. It is dark, but you are safe, and it is comforting. You are moving very, very rapidly, and you are moving toward a light, aware of this light, that it is warm and bright, and inviting you toward it. As you move into the light, it is so bright that it is overwhelming at first. Allowing yourself to adjust to this light, this feeling and sense of oneness, this merging with nothing and everything, aware of spaciousness, aware of the vastness of this place, of the emptiness of it. You are there, and your feet now are touching this place. With your conscious awareness, you may look down at your feet and notice that you are wearing sandals, and your feet is there on the ground, and you notice the ground is made of sand. You are in the desert. This desert might feel isolated and empty as you look out and you see nothing but the dunes of the desert, feeling the heat on your face, connecting with this very sacred place, a place that has been visited by the great avatars in solitude for their awakening. Connected now to this place, begin to scan and look out at the horizon, aware of the folding and the energies of the desert, connecting to this now. As you are looking out at the desert, something starts to notice. You see in the distance a juniper tree. Its shape is beginning to come into focus. It stands alone, and it is so beautiful. Begin to move toward the tree as you walk through the sand. You are wearing a linen garment that is light in the color of white. Upon your head is a turban to keep yourself safe from the shade. You begin to walk through the desert, and as you walk headed toward the juniper tree, you feel yourself walking in the sand. It takes effort as you feel the energy of the movement passing through one foot in front of another. You feel the heat of the sunlight and the dryness in the air, and you begin to approach the tree. As you approach the tree, a figure starts to come into focus. Aware of this figure as Yeshua. He too is wearing a linen garment of white. His eyes are gentle and tender and sweet. He stands before you with a glowing and open, sacred heart. He radiates pure love. He invites you to come with him as he brings you to his etheric temple made of stone. As you walk with him side by side, you feel a sense of peace, of grace, a presence, a knowing. You begin to look out in the distance into the horizon as the sun begins to descend. And as it begins to set, the colors are beyond a beauty that you have seen before. And you notice the glistening light on the building ahead made of stone. He welcomes you into this space, for it is simple, the dwelling, but warm and inviting. And he has created a bed for you, a table, a place to lay down and to rest from your long journey here. He invites you as you climb upon this bed that also feels like a table of sorts. Laying down, it is soft and comfortable, and you begin to soften your whole body into it with a great sense of peace. You recognize as you lay flat that above you there is an opening in the dwelling, and the sun now has set, and the stars are twinkling through the opening as you see the deepness and the depth of the galaxies above. For it is the Milky Way is so close, so real, as if you could reach out and touch it. And as you attune to the space and the vastness of the stars and the skies above, the dwelling of the stone you were in disappears. And you now are laying flat, looking out at the night sky. But it is not only above you, but you are surrounded by it. The stars are bright, and they are everywhere. They are also beneath you, as the table has also disappeared, and you are still lying flat in the position horizontally, but there is nothing beneath you. You simply are floating as if you are levitating in the vast emptiness of the space around you, with the twinkling of the stars, surrounded and embraced in the Milky Way. Yeshua is still there. You feel his presence and his love for you as he stands at your head behind you. He floats there effortlessly. And as you continue to lay in the emptiness of this space, the appearance of beings start to arrive. These are star beings, and they have come from distant systems, and they are here to make themselves known. Sense their presence, for you know them and they know you. Something about them is very warm and comforting, for they love you and are here to assist you in the awakening of your light body into the rainbow of light. As you lay there, aware of their presence surrounding you as they witness Yeshua behind your head, he takes his hands now and places them, oh so very gently, behind your head. Allow your head now to fall, to let go into his hands, just releasing and dropping. He slowly moves your head left and then back, and then slowly to the right, bending it forward and opening up more space. He is expanding this halo of light around your head as stars are swirling around. His hands are there for you to let go into, to surrender into his arms, to know that you are safe, to trust in his energy and love for you. He stands there with his hands underneath your head, and he begins to multiply himself. For now, he is appearing on either side of you as well. And as he appears on your left and the right, he places his hands beneath you as you continue to float in the vastness of the night sky. You let go even more, surrendering to him, feeling the warmth and the light beneath you radiating from his hands into your being. He multiplies again, and he hovers above your body on either side. Coming in now, he places his hands, oh so very gently, upon your heart. When this happens, there is this deep sense of tenderness, of warmth, of feeling so safe, so loved, so seen, so understood. Allowing his hands to remain there, he multiplies again as his hands on either side become present at your tailbone, feeling the warmth of his golden light, the love and the healing quality radiate from his hands into your tailbone, activating and opening the spine even more, widening it and expanding the column of light as it travels from the tailbone to your crown, where he holds and contains it with the hands at your head, multiplying again, hovering above you. His hands descend over the area of your groin. Energy is pouring in, meeting the light at the tailbone, awakening the column and the body more, multiplying again. You sense and feel his presence at your feet, placing his hands at the bottom of your feet, one and then another, as light is shooting from his hands through the legs and the tailbone and up the corn of the column of the spine to the head, containing so much light that you are radiating like the stars near you in the sky around. You are glowing now like the light beings that are there with you. You are remembering that you too are a light being, that a garment of light is who you are, and that you have been hidden from it, contained and thinking of the flesh. This light is your essence, and it is now aware and glowing. He begins to multiply again as he travels away from the head and the feet out a bit, holding you and containing you in a sphere that becomes elongated like a pearl. This is your essence, this pearl. He asks that the pearl be revealed as the rainbow light body is shining through you and the colors are blooming as far as the eye can see. Allowing yourself to be aware of your light body, of your true essence, of the garment of light that you are, the energy that you are and always have been and ever shall be, that beyond the knowing of the mind and the flesh. Feeling his presence now, knowing that he is multiplying more and more and more until he has multiplied to be 144,000 energetic representations of Yeshua, the Christ consciousness, holding you in a formation of a grid of light. You are that light. You are that light. You are love. As you are here, know that you may surrender to this light and to Yeshua anything that does not match the vibration of this ascended light body. For the pearl may have been contained in the shell of the oyster, and the shell perhaps is the mind. It is the part that connects with time, and it is through the presence of the now that the pearl is felt, known, experienced, and seen as it blooms and awakens within. Allowing yourself now to be that pearl, aware of awareness itself, aware that you are love. Yeshua comes now with a golden box, As you begin to move now from lying horizontally, you are this expanded state of consciousness in the shape of a beautiful pearl. You begin to move and spin as you move into an upright position, still floating in the vast space of the dark sky, within the Milky Way, of the star beings and Yeshua surrounding you. He begins to single file himself into a row as you only see the mirrored reflection of the one self, with the rest of him falling in line behind him as those energies move out of sight. He stands before you directly, holding a golden box, a box of transcendence. He opens this, much like the covenant of the ark, filled with tools and recollectibles, or relics, perhaps would be your word. As he opens the box, light emanates out, and it is the same light is emanating now from his heart. You may know this heart as the sacred heart, and within it is a glowing fire, the fire of transmutation, the same fire of the violet flame that dwells and lives within all, that dwells and lives within you, that dwells and lives within him. As he faces you, he asks you to surrender to him and to his sacred heart, the ego mind, the mind of structure, the mind of thought, the mind of comparison, the mind of illusion, the mind of reaction, the mind of identity, the mind of I, the mind of should, the mind that created the story you may carry of anger, resentment, or trauma, the story of resistance, the forgetting that everything is taken care of. He is here today to remind you that you have come this far because you have been taken care of, because you have evolved, because you are here, because you are eternal. He asks you to remember this eternal flame that dwells within, and to trust again in that divine knowing that lies and dwells within you, that reflects and mirrors itself within him. Aware of awareness. Begin to hand to him over, surrendering the mind, moving into presence. May you give to him in every moment whatever is not in alignment with this pearl of light. May you surrender it to him. May you trust that it is dissolved. May you move through the unfoldment of your experience in faith that you are contained and held in the comfort of this light that is moving in the emptiness of nothing and everything toward the ascension and the glory of your garment of light. May you let go. May you surrender to this now moment and every moment as it arises with a willingness to trust. aligning with this heart, aligning with the device of the golden box to receive and contain as you hand over to Him. And every day and every thought and every moment, letting go and returning to the pearl within. And now, as you float in a vertical position, He multiplies again behind you. As His heart is piercing and moving through yours to the other side, opening up a space, a portal of light, a gateway to the frequency of surrendering. As you open your arms, lying back again in His arms, letting go, falling back and trusting you will not fall, as He catches you and holds you, cradling you in the safety of His light, in the love that you already are, as you remember and awaken now to the trusting of the great divine, aware of the other star beings, witnessing your release, your awakening, aware of the pearl glistening in the night sky. You are a garment of light. You are love. Surrounded by the star beings of light, glowing in and out, held and cradled in the consciousness of Christ, in the form of Yeshua, in the golden light of the luminous pearl, the robes of light surrounding you. You begin now to make your descent back to form, remembering though that you are held, that you are infinite, that you may trust, that you may surrender to the inner knowing of your divinity. You begin to descend, and as you do so, the table beneath you appears as you feel the solidness of form and matter, the illusion created through the senses to create a place for your evolution, as the walls of the dwelling of stone are formed around you, and you're encased again within the shell, knowing yet that you are that pearl that glows in the depths of your being. Awakening, but remembering, you sit up from the table, placing your feet on the stone floor as Yeshua looks into your eyes, and you remember to trust Him. He opens His heart to you and asks that you walk with Him side by side, holding hands, trusting in Him and surrendering to your own divine self. You exit the dwelling, walking through the sand as the sun begins to rise and a new day is born. You are new, awake, aware, and conscious, with the remembering that through the presence of the intersection of time in the continuum of the now moment, you are love. As you walk together, you begin to feel a sense, a pulling, a presence, as the opening to the tunnel in which you arrived appears, like a gateway into the galaxy again. It spirals, sucking like a vacuum and pulling you toward it. You surrender to it and enter this as you spiral and begin to descend into density and form, collecting around you your flesh, collecting the form of matter, moving into the earth, attuning to the elements of the fire and the water, the earth itself, the air and the ether, knowing that you may alchemize and return to the light body, for you can be conscious and aware in the density of form and yet merge with spirit. You travel through the earth, back up, entering your tailbone, the spinal cord, through the pillar and the column of light, into the heart, where a pearl is placed. The pearl of the light body, the rainbow body, awakened within. And there, again, Yeshua stands before you. You feel his presence. His sacred heart is open, and he invites you home, home to the knowing that you are more than your body, that you are eternal. He asks of you to do unto others as you would have them do unto you. He asks you to love your neighbor as yourself. He asks you to love all that is, which is God, beyond that of all else, which is you. To love self is to love God. And so it is. With that, he opens to the remembering that you may hand to him and surrender any and all things that are not in alignment with the presence of love in any moment. And so it is. Aware of awareness itself, aware of your light body, aware that you are more than what appears in this reality, that you are conscious and aware of your thoughts, that your heart is the driving force of your life, and the mind is here to support and serve you, that you may surrender over to the heart and to the sacred heart of Yeshua, whatever you are no longer needing to resist, a willingness to let go. Opening up your arms, coming back fully into the body, being fully present in the here and now, awakening to a higher state of consciousness, coming back whenever you are ready, Taking a nice deep breath, moving your head side to side, moving your shoulders, your hands and arms.